Let's take a look at a so-called lawyer apparently trying to defend and represent her client. I'm going to play some videos for you of Donald Trump lawyer Alina Habba. Alina Habba doesn't know what's going on, apparently, because she's going back to this old idea that the FBI might have planted evidence at Mar-a-Lago. Now, I know you must be saying, David, we're like weeks into this thing. We got beyond that. Trump said, yes, he had the documents, but he declassified them telepathically, potentially. Why are they going back to the evidence might have been planted? It's because it's just a circle of nonsense. There were no documents. They were there, but planted by the FBI. They were there because Trump declassified them and wanted them for his library / memoirs / to read. But they weren't actually there because the FBI planted. It's just a circle. It's like a Mobius strip of absurdity. Here is Alina Habba. Take a listen to this.
Well, do you have evidence that the FBI might have planted something, anything at Mar-a-Lago 7 weeks ago?
You know what we know, and I'm not going to speak into details
because you don't have any evidence. Even the initial, do you have evidence? You know what we know, and I'm not going to speak about details. The answer is you have no evidence that anything was planted.
It would obviously be confidential and go to the defense of the case. The attorney's handling it, which I am not, but as I have said on the show before, I think the concern is that we have recordings of these agents going in, and then we were not permitted to watch the agents in.
We see agents go in, we see agents come out, and we just don't know what of what they took out was actually brought in by them. But do you have any evidence? Well, no evidence, but we saw them go in and we saw them come out.
Mar-a-Lago go into his office space, for instance, or his home, his bedroom, or Melania's closet. And that is incredibly concerning. Another thing is they came in with equipment, with bags. So you never know. Unfortunately, the climate
they brought bags
that we're in politically has led us to believe that we can't really be sure that they're following the rule of law at any point. And that's the most concerning thing, I think, for all Americans right now.
And understand the wishy-washy language. We don't know what they did in there. We don't know whether they're following the rule of law. It's the same thing with the voter fraud stuff. Do you have specific evidence to suggest a belief X rather than we've not been able to rule X out, but do you have any evidence of X? What leads you to believe that Trump might have actually won Georgia? Well, listen, we just don't know who won. There's irregularities and we don't know who won, and it's always good. Do you have a reason to believe that Trump specifically got more votes than Biden in Georgia? We don't know. What we're calling for is a full investigation. Well, but an investigation has been done. It's the exact same thing here. Do you have evidence? We don't know what went on. The FBI brought equipment and they weren't on camera during the search in Trump's office. Okay. Asked what Donald Trump is doing now, I guess. She says Trump's handling the investigation by playing golf.
But at some point, Elena, this has got to take a toll on just somebody's psyche. All these lawsuits, all these jurisdictions. How's he doing?
I hate to burst everybody's bubble, but, you know, and when I say everybody, I mean the DNC, the left wing attackers. But I can tell you I was with him a couple of days ago. He is his usual self. He is in great spirits. He is, out there working. He is on the golf course. He is doing what he would normally do.
The framing is like he's a victim. Is he still in good spirits despite this horrible thing that's being done to him? Folks, this is a guy being investigated as a possible criminal.
And quite honestly, really optimistic for the midterm elections and optimistic for the country's future post-Biden regime.
Right.
And I think that's what makes a leader. You can't get down when the country is failing and you're under siege. You have.
All right. So anyway, you might be wondering, why would a lawyer do this? This lawyer, Alina Habba, who's been increasingly present in media. Why would just a lawyer take this as a job? You have to understand, she's primarily like a political actor. And if you look at her Instagram, you actually see she calls herself a patriot and a litigator with the American flags. Her pictures are with Trump, her going to Mar-a-Lago and posting propaganda about Trump, posting pictures with Trump, posting a picture at one point with, I'm not even going to show it, but like with her kid's wearing a Trump hat. This is primarily an individual acting as a political actor, not as a lawyer. And she actually said, I'm not one of the people representing Trump in the legal proceedings here. She's representing Trump on television, and it's absolutely and completely pathetic. Something in your home that you use every day contributes to deforestation and climate change, and that's toilet paper. In the US alone, over 30 million trees each year are required to meet toilet paper demands, contributing to deforestation, soil erosion, devastating loss of biodiversity. Our sponsor, Real Paper, makes sustainable toilet paper that is 100% made from bamboo. A bamboo stock keeps growing. It can be harvested forever. It means that the soil and the ecosystem aren't disrupted. No carbon removing trees are cut down. The paper industry has a massive effect on deforestation and climate change, but you alone using bamboo toilet paper can make a positive impact, because for the toilet paper that just one American uses in their lifetime, hundreds of trees are required. Put an end to that right now with Real Paper. The best part is the stuff is really great. It's just normal soft toilet paper. Real Paper loves the David Pakman Show. They're giving my audience 30% off your first order and free shipping when you go to realpaper.com/Pakman and use the code Pakman at checkout. The link is down below.